So I have a couple questions, just quickly with regards to the MAT hotline. Is it 24/7? What are the hours on that?
So during working hours, they can call that line. Even non-working hours, it's just going to go to voicemail, and they will check the voicemail the next morning.
Okay, thank you. And this is probably for both you and Jen. I know that, during past Board of Supervisors meetings, we, talked about the desire to want to expand the MAT program. What do you think one of the main challenges is to only getting, 22 certified for the waiver? I mean, I understand COVID happens and there's a shift in prioritization with funding and et cetera, but what sort of, obstacles are we still seeing?
You want me to answer that, Jen? I mean, we're able to see MAT prescriber that's X waiver can see up to, I think it's 260 or 270 each, depending on their year. So the first year is 30, the second year is 100, and then the after that they have to apply each time. But we have the capacity to see more patients. Our case managers usually hold a caseload of about 40 patients, and so we're pretty much at capacity with that. I mean, probably would need a lot more drug and alcohol counselors and some more staff to be able to see more patients, but we're pretty much at capacity with my staff as far as that. But our prescribers could see more patients. It's just as more patients get more stable and they're in that tier 4 and 5, a lot of them need a lot less attention. Most attention's focused on our tiers 2s and 3s to get them the support that they need. So I would say, I guess, more funding. I don't know where else that's going to come.
Well, I can't help you there anymore. No, I'm kidding. Thank you.
Great, Danny, thank you so much. It's really just great to see how much this has grown, and I know you're full force pushing that forward, so thank you. And I clicked on the MAT brochure, but I'm not coming up with a PDF in the one in the link.
So I'll have Jen. If I give that to you, Jen, can you email it to everybody?
Great.
I think I already sent it to Rashawn.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Anyone else have questions? Damon?
I have a short question. Commissioner Sturm, Danny, you mentioned that patient encounters have increased in the last few years. Do you have any idea why that's happening? I'm looking for a short answer, not a long one, but are more people using or more people getting clean, or what's going on there?
I would say, when we first started, it was just me. So the capacity was me. And I was at the seams. And as we got more staff, we were able to see more patients, And so I think that's what has increased is we've had more staff to be able to see more patients. I would say I seen something. I didn't get a chance to pull all the reports, but it looked like we have took a little dip this year. But I think that's more because of the COVID. Like I said, I haven't been able to pull all those reports. I seen something. I was trying to get some numbers before we had this meeting, but I was not able to pull all that. And the one that I did see, it looked like there was a dip. But I also was down at Emmeline 2 case managers because they've been out on leave and stuff. So that kind of hampered some stuff here at Emmeline.
So the patient encounter numbers, it seems like it's been supported as a higher priority within the health agency, and we're starting to see the benefits of that. Thank you.
Danny, what is the relationship between your program and the local treatment programs? Do you have lots of cooperation? Also, what about interaction with probation or police departments? How widely supported is this program?
Well, I think we have, anytime I've got a chance or any of our staff have got a chance, that we have gave brochures to the police department, the sheriffs, at the jail. We got a thing that they just started with the jail. I want to say it started in August, and it's been a long long collaboration of people working together to be able to just start getting patients that are in the jail, if that's what they have an issue with, to get them started and then get them connected to us. And we're still working out all those kinks. And the same thing with the ER. Like the ER, Dominican will call me. Right now, it's been my cell phone that basically everybody calls at 12 or 1 in the morning, and then I start navigating, and that's why I created that line, so the patients get taken care of. But like Dominican will call us for the most part. Watsonville Hospital, they will call us now, but they're not starting nobody that I know right now. But Dominican have started people on the medication and getting them connected to us. And same thing, Watsonville's just doing basically referrals. I think as people get more and more comfortable, like some people are not comfortable, and as they're learning more and more stuff about these services, then they start feeling a little bit more comfortable and who they're referring to and whatnot. And I think our relationship's pretty good with most people, probation and all that. I mean, if obviously, you know, there's HIPAA stuff, and so if the patient will sign a consent form for us to be able to talk to their probation officer and all that. And for the most part, everybody usually signs that, and we keep in contact with their probation officer or whatnot and figure those pieces out as they want us to, you know. But I feel like we have a good relationship. In other drug programs, we just call them and get them connected. You know, like I said, a lot of times we send people to Si Se Puede or Santa Cruz Residential for the in-treatment, or we're getting them connected to Janus Detox and going in there, or getting them to an SLE. Maybe that's all they need. Maybe an SLE and IOP at Sobriety Works or IOP at Janus. I mean, I feel like we have a pretty good relationship with everybody, and we got a lot of good resources to try to get people in. I would say that we probably need, as a county, a bigger detox center and more resources with all that, because, you know, there's wait lists and things and that's you know, when somebody's ready for treatment, you want to be able to get them in and not be like, oh, well, you know, there's nothing we can do. Just keep checking in with me. I'll help you whatever I can. But if I can't provide that other service, it's kind of hard sometimes, because then sometimes some people go out, and then we might not know when we get that opportunity again with them.
And so is it still like 10 detox beds at Janus? What is the number of detox beds right now?
I don't know. You would have to ask Janus that. All we do is we call, we do our brief ASAM, and then we see if we can get them in. And like I said, whatever that is, if we're a cab ride over there, in the past we drove our patients over there, made sure they got intaked and did everything. So we usually just call them and figure that out. I think Cassie put that she believes there's 12 Janus detox beds right now.
Go ahead, Vice Chair Bruder.
I think I'm still talking.
She muted. Patty,
Oh.
you're muted.
Or let's unmute her.
Oh,
I'm all done. No worries.
okay. Thank you. Didn't want to cut you off. Hi, Danny. Just got to say, wow. Great presentation. A lot of work that you've put into this to build it from your baby for the past 4.5 years to what it is now. That's amazing. Your commitment is great. I feel I feel that the positive affirmation bowl with the gift cards or positive affirmations is a great thing, especially now, because, you know, one of the big deals is having somebody be proud of you, even if it is just someone, not just someone, but someone at a clinic or someone, you know, just anybody be proud of the things you're accomplishing is a big deal. At least it was for me. And the fact that you're trying to address methamphetamine or stimulant use is a big deal to me also, because that generally takes a wayside to opioids and alcoholism, because, you know, meth isn't addicting, quote unquote. So anyways, seeing that you guys are working towards that and trying to do some things with that is really great. I really liked hearing that. One of my questions, or well, I guess basically the only question that I really have is where referrals, if you know, besides the Syringe Services Program. I know you go out into the field and go into homeless camps. and try to do outreach there. But what other places? Where else do you get clients to come?
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes we get a lot of phone calls. People will just hear about us, or other patients that are already in services will say, "Hey, man, my friend's struggling with this, or my brother or my dad. Can we get them into?" Okay, cool, bring them by, or I'll call them or whatnot. Or people just call and give us numbers. It's "Hey, man, call my cousin or whatever. He's got this, and that," and we'll start hounding them a little bit. Text messages. I screenshot on my phone the whole map brochure, so that if I do have a number, I'll just blow it out to them. I'll send it to everybody. Bam, bam, bam. Here, call this number. What's up, man? You need some help? Whatever you need, even if you just want to talk. Because if I get somebody in the door, I get them on the phone. We can start talking and go from there. I mean, when people see that you genuinely care or have some concern and feel like they're getting care that they might not have been getting in the past, they're more likely to open up. They're more likely to say, "You know what? No one's ever told me that, or no one's ever went to that extra mile with me," and that kind of builds a pretty good rapport with us, our team, and them. And if they don't pursue any treatment, they know where to come when they need it, and sometimes that leaves the door open and they come back. We get phone calls all the time. So it's not just the jail or SSP or anybody else. And then it's our primary care clinic. So if somebody comes in to see the doctor, and the doctor says, "Hey, whoa, this person intoxicated," they'll call me or one of the drug and alcohol counselors. "Hey, can you step in real quick and check in with them, get their number? I think they would be good for this," or blah, blah, blah. Sometimes that's, they get connected. Sometimes, no, they don't want nothing, but at least we're there to have that conversation. And so, I mean, it comes from a lot of different directions there. And like I said, and you repeated it, when they're going out and doing outreach, they're talking to everybody. A lot of the staff have a lot of lived experience too, so they know a lot of the people in the community, and they've come from this community, or been around with a lot of people in this community for a long time, before their sobriety or their other stuff that they've experienced. And so there's a lot of good human connections there that have been able to draw people in and get them the support they need. And some of this is lifelong, some of it's not. If I have a patient that I can think of right now who came in and did Vivitrol for about a year, and then he decided that, I'm good now. I got enough recovery underneath my belt, and he's been doing well. This guy's going to college. He's working on his bachelor's degree. He'll check in every once in a while and stuff like that. He's not taking no more medications, and that's what works for him. That's cool. Other people, they've been on this medication. It's a maintenance therapy, and that's what works for them. That's what works for them. So no cookie cutter thing. We tell them that there's no cookie cutter thing. I don't. Whatever is going to work for you, then let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everything you're doing to help out our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, Danny, I really wanted to tell you too that I was glad you talked about that window of opportunity when someone's willing to get clean is so small, and thank you for guiding them to the resources that they need. And I hope someday we have more treatment centers so everybody has a safe place to land that wants to. So,
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys. Now we're up. Ready for public comment. Anybody can address the commission, and you're limited to 3 minutes. So is there anyone from the public that wanted to comment? And we have Melissa.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I just had a question. I was wondering if anybody has the current hepatitis C and HIV case data available from the HSA. Maybe it's a question for Jennifer Herrera.
Chair DeJean, would you like me to answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Ms. Ferreira, could you please answer? Thank you.
Okay. Sure. I think we don't have our current annual report of our HIV and Hep C data that we typically provide. We just haven't had the capacity to stay on top of that reporting. But I believe that there's data at the state level with that information that can be pared down by county.
So on the state's CDPH website, it says for information on chronic viral hepatitis in your jurisdiction, contact your local health department. So they don't have any surveillance data up. So I was just wondering, do you have a time frame for when that would be available, possibly to the public?
Melissa, what I'll do is I'll put my email in the chat and you can email me.
Okay.
Just because this portion is I think it's meant more for public comment.
Okay.
So just being respectful of the time in this venue.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other members of the public that would like to comment? Okay. Well, it doesn't look like it. So now we have new business, topics for future meetings and action items, review discussion of upcoming Board of Supervisors requested SSP IV drug use study. And
Chair DeJong, may I?
yes.
So we were asked by the board to return in February. We are going to go back on February 23rd to present a study session on the IV drug use status in Santa Cruz County. The board directed that this presentation include presentations from the Sheriff's Office and Superior Court. So yesterday we actually were able to do a huddle with those partners to determine what pieces they would report out on. What I can say is that at the next commission meeting, we can provide a preview of what that presentation will look like. And we would love to hear this commission's feedback on the presentation. And our partners did mention that they want to emphasize that although this is a law enforcement perspective of syringe services, they want to emphasize that over-incarceration is not the answer, that we should emphasize treatment options, and that individuals have various readiness for treatment. So that is all I have right now. And if the commission has any feedback that for HSA to be mindful of as we develop this presentation with our partners, be happy to hear it.
Hey, Jen, this is Jim Hart. I did want to add that I think that probably the most important piece that we're going to offer in that presentation is the data from our forensic pathologists in terms of overdose deaths in the county for the last few years. And she has a lot of data and gives a very lengthy presentation on this, which you may have sat through before, but I know we're going to be very limited for time, so she's only going to be able to share some data, but I think it's going to be helpful for people to see it.
Thank you, Commissioner Hart.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any comments or questions?
I have a concern about something that you just said, Jen. When you just said that we don't have HIV or Hep C data because we don't have the capacity to collect the data, I'm a little concerned about that, because doesn't that fly right in the face of the purpose of SSP? Isn't the syringe exchange process there to try to reduce or prevent the spread of HIV Hep C? So if we don't have any data about that, then how do we know that we're doing our job? Have I misunderstood that?
No, you did not misunderstand that. And well, let me clarify, is that we have data, it hasn't been analyzed and put into report form that we usually do. And we usually post what's called a morbidity and mortality report and an annual HIV surveillance report on our website, as well as an STD report. And this past year, because that's primarily through our EPI team, we just haven't had capacity to produce those reports. The data is there, it is on our radar to analyze, and we are continuing with our core surveillance activities. We just haven't packaged it in a public-facing document.
Is what you said, does that just mean that we're continuing to collect the data, we just have it in a bundle and we don't yet have,
Yes.
it's not sorted or, okay,
Yes.
got it. Well, it seems, I'm just saying that from the perspective of a citizen concerned about this subject, I feel like that's an important piece of this puzzle.
Thank you, Commissioner King.
Thank you. Vice Chair Bruder?
Hi. So the study session that you're going to do with the Board of Supervisors is on February 23rd, correct? Oh, you muted you.
Yes, it is. I was just looking at my calendar. That's a Tuesday, yes.
And will the public be able to be there?
Yes. It's during the board meeting.
Okay, normal board meeting. Okay, that's awesome. And just to clarify real quick, this commission's next scheduled meeting is January 28th? Am I right? Okay, I wanted to clarify that because I wasn't clear. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Okay, any other questions for Jen? No? Okay, you guys, I think we've done it. I move that we adjourn.
Can I ask a quick question before we adjourn?
Yes.
Would we like to aim for the regular meeting time? I think it's the second Tuesday going forward, February and onward. I can go ahead and get those meetings scheduled for all of you.
This Tuesdays work best for me.
Okay.
Anyone, how's everybody else feeling about that?
I have a minor concern about Tuesdays, just due to the fact that that's when city council meetings happen, and I tend to be active with city council, which means I can't attend. Would have been great to be there tonight as they were doing the changing of the guard and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not really an important thing, but I don't want to throw a wrench in everybody's works if Tuesday works best for everybody else. That's just my one little concern.
Yeah. Well, I could say Thursdays don't work for me. I'm not available on Thursdays. So, Commissioner Sturm?
I'm just wondering if we'd get better data and more input from people if we sent out one of those scheduling doodles.
Sure.
Those various types, and then everybody can have input and we can select the date that meets everyone's best interest.
Great. And we can do that. Thank you.
Great. Good idea.
Megan, I'll contact you offline.
Okay. Great. Okay. All right, then I move that we adjourn.
Second.
11:02.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Chairperson Dijon.
Good night. Thank you.
Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.